an island covered in toxic bacteria called anthrax that has a 90% chance of killing you if you breathe it in. And this is my last bit of fresh air for the next 24 hours. Because I'm going to spend the night here. Oh my god.
Good luck, boys. I'll see you in 24 hours if you're not dead.
We're on our own now. Need to filter out the water. There goes the boat.
But instantly, I had a problem. I had cut my foot jumping off the boat and now had an open wound on an island that during World War II had been used as a biological testing site where they bombarded it with anthrax bombs. If any anthrax got into my cut, I could be in serious danger.
Oh, lad.
You don't want anthrax in your lungs, and you definitely don't want it in a cut either.
Yeah, disinfect that ASAP.
But why would I come to such a dangerous place? Well, the government have made several attempts to clean the island, but after a mysterious fire broke out last year as well, I believe it's still contaminated, and they're trying to hide it. And so I'm going to prove it by finding some evidence.
Let's go find out what they're hiding.
Now we wait.
There seems to be absolutely nothing on the island. Everything is just burnt. What the hell is this?
I can't see a single bit of wildlife on the island. So we were told that the fire started on this side, and you can see where it's totally charred. I've just found the skull of a sheep here. I'm literally only seeing skulls. There's no living animals here. Oh wow, there's just bones and skulls everywhere. Okay, we need to find out where this fire started.
So nobody knows how the fire started, but the locals on the mainland were terrified that the anthrax would go airborne and infect their villages.
And everybody was worried, you know.
But since then, no one has come out to physically examine the island until now.
Alright, now this looks really odd to me. This is very, very burnt and charred here. This looks like a bonfire right here. But then there's just another one over here. One there, one just over here. Someone has built up 5 bonfires and put gasoline between them and tried to light them all up. This is absolutely not an accident.
Now that we know that this was clearly intentional, we need to find out who started the fire and get them to admit that they're trying to hide that anthrax is still on the island. And so I've got my friends Quentin and Ellie on the mainland. We're going to do some investigating. Ellie, we need you to find out who started this fire.
Okay, we will find him, Dara, and we will interrogate him. Are you guys familiar with Gruinard Island? Are you familiar with Gruinard Island? Well, you guys saw the fire?
Yeah, I saw the smoke from here, but...
And you saw it too?
It spread like...
No idea how it started.
We saw it start.
You do get wildfires around here.
A wildfire? In Scotland? It's f***ing cold here.
After hours of interviewing, Ellie finally found someone with some important information.
So I don't know if you saw anything suspicious?
I'll tell you a good person to go and talk to, and you can tell him I sent Gary Ross. Ask Gary Ross who set fire to Gruinard Island. He works for the Gruinard estate.
And he'll know the answer.
Whether he'll tell you the truth, I doubt it.
We now have a prime suspect for who started the fire. So while Ellie and Quentin hunt him down, me and Matt have another important job to do. We're going to now go to loads of different locations on the island and test it for anthrax. The only way to truly prove that they are hiding that this island is still infected with anthrax is to test it ourselves. You ready to go out and brave the anthrax again?
I guess so.
Yeah, I'm kind of dehydrated and we're about to do this. That was a bit silly. Okay, let's go.
We're about to massively increase the risk of being on this island right now. We're going to dig up 10 soil samples from the ground where anthrax spores can survive for hundreds of years. And digging them up,
Soil sample 1,
could release the spores into the air.
I don't know if this is going to be a friendly greeting.
Oh my god, this is where he lives!
Gary's house is literally through these bushes. This is literally straight out of a horror movie.
Alright, let's go!
Quentin, this is spooky.
Soil sample 6, sample 7, sample 8. 2 more samples, we're nearly there. Sample 9, just 1 more left.
Hi, sorry, is your name Gary Ross?
Yes.
Yeah, alright, hit us with the update.
This guy called Gary Ross, he works for the owner. We drove here and we've got to Gary Ross's house. We've just knocked on his door and we had a pretty awful interaction with Gary. We're just doing some investigating into the fire that happened like 6 months ago or so. We met your friend David down in Ullapool.
And you can tell him I sent...
He sent us here and said that you knew what happened.
No, it's went on fire.
He said he doesn't know David. He doesn't know how the fire started. What caused it, do you know? Is it just like heat?
No idea.
People for miles could see the fires. Gary said he couldn't see it and he lives opposite. Did you witness the fire too?
No.
Or? No, you didn't see it? He's hiding something.
He sounds like a dirty liar.
And then he basically just told us to leave and we shouldn't go speak to the owners. And do you know the owners personally? Mm-hmm. Or do you know their names? Or
I'm not telling you.
Is it all like secretive and stuff?
No, it's none of your business, really.
Oh, wow.
I'm getting fishy vibes.
I reckon it was Gary. I think he did it for them. He works for them. I reckon he lit it on fire and they did it for a reason that they're not going to tell us.
Now we know we aren't going to get a confession from the mainland. The samples are my last hope to uncover the truth, which leaves me with only one choice. Collect the final sample from the spot where the biggest anthrax bomb was set off to make sure I get the best results.
Alright, I'm making my way up to the bomb site.
We're not close enough to die, which is great, but Matt and Dara are definitely in danger.
It already looks completely different here. The grass is kind of patchy and dead. Entering the most anthrax-ridden spot in the entire world. This is crazy. I'm now standing in the exact spot where they would have dropped the anthrax bomb. I might be the only one who stood here in about 100 years. It might seem stupid I'm risking my life like this, but I'm doing it for a good reason. A year ago, I made a viral video about the island that proved to 10 million people just how easy it could be to get onto the island. And it was right after that video went viral that the island was set on fire. I think the government have seen this and are scared about how many people know about the island now. I think they're trying to cover it up and someone needs to find the truth. Alright, it's time I get this last sample. And sample 10. Final sample, that's it. Okay, let's get the hell out of here.
With the final sample collected, we still had 10 hours to survive on this anthrax-ridden island.
What have we got to do? Right, what's the next steps?
Survive the night,
Right.
wait for pickup, send off all the soil samples to a lab and get them tested for anthrax.
And don't die.
Man, I am so tired.
It's probably just like that absolute oxygen deprivation.
Yeah,
or we just inhaled a ton of anthrax.
Well, that was an interesting sleep.
We had survived the night. Now we needed to get off the island.
Only thing left really is tear all this stuff down and wait for Josh to pick us up.
But our boat was nowhere to be seen. We had taken down our safe zone and were standing outside in all the anthrax.
I've looked all over the island, there's no sheep. This is what's left of them. Get that back to the lake. Yeah.
I was beginning to question if coming to the island was too reckless, but thinking about what we had learned so far, it was clear someone needed to get answers, and it might as well be me.
Can't wait to leave! Fresh air! Whoa!
We had gotten off the island and had our 10 samples. It was now time to send it to the lab. Now, sending samples of anthrax to a lab is not only extremely difficult to do as a normal citizen, but it's very expensive. But eventually I did find a lab that would take the soil, and all I had to do was post it.
Do you need it to get there tomorrow?
Oh, why not?
Starting where we left off, fire.
They lit this island on fire, purposefully. But the question is why? And is it because their island is still a threat to public safety and is fully covered in anthrax? So I'm gonna find out.
It's going to take 7 days for the lab results to come back, which is weirdly the same amount of time it takes anthrax symptoms to show up.
Yeah, hopefully we're not infected with anthrax right now. Sorry, Ellie. The results have just come back from the lab. I'm nervous, I'm scared. This is the moment of truth. Anthrax test report has come back. I'm going to click directly into the PDF and see what happens. Man, my heart is beating like crazy.
I'm scared. What the fuck is happening?
Go into your room, close your door. Anthrax Island is anthrax free.
Yeah!
Bacillus anthracis not found on the 10 soil samples from various locations across the island. That's so weird. I can't believe it. No anthrax. It is done. They burnt it all away. They burnt it all away.
At least now you know the truth.
The truth is they've covered up this deadly island, but maybe there's another one out there even deadlier.